Hey, it's Joe Crump. This is the end of this particular series, and since I'm ending, every time I end a series, I always like to invite you to my mentor program. I've got a couple of things that I think are phenomenal that I'm very proud of. One is my mentor program. The other is the Automarketer. I've got some really good books on Amazon that you might want to take a look at. But the Automarketer, if you can't afford the mentor program, just get the Automarketer. It'll help you. It's got good training in it. Of course, you don't get my help personally, but it's still a good system, and it'll help you get up and running and going. The mentor program, though, it's not quite as expensive as going to college, but it's still a significant investment. If you want more information about it, just go to zerodowninvesting.com, spell out zero, and it explains how much it costs, what the discounts are, what the payment plan is, all those things. But just take my word for it. It's like going to college for a semester. And I have a few things that I require of people before they get into it. You know, you have to commit to me that you're going to work 8 to 10 hours a week doing the tasks that I give you, not just listening to the materials, that you're going to give yourself time to succeed. It's going to take you 3 or 4 months to start making money in my program. And that you're going to follow through, and that you're going to bring a good attitude. I tell everyone, no whiners or complainers in my group. I want positive energy in my program. This is what I do. You know, I want good people around me, and usually I find that when you have good people and they're all working together for the same goals, they eventually all get there. You have negativity come into the group; it's poison, and it eats things. It eats things up. But in this program, there's lots of good material that you're going to get, but the most valuable thing that you're going to get from it is my personal help. Every other week, we have a conference call, and all I do on those calls is answer questions. So my mentor students get on the call, and I just answer their questions, and I help them through the process. And sometimes we do role-playing, so I can hear what they're saying to their sellers, and I can say, don't say this, say this. Instead of doing this, do that. You're having this problem, here's how to fix it. You can do this instead. You know, why aren't you doing this work? Why are you going this direction instead of this direction? Do you remember me talking about this? Let's go in this direction instead. Here are the materials that you need to listen to. This is what's most important. You know, I've got 500 audio videos on my blog. You know, it takes a long time to get through that. What I do is have a mentor package that actually consolidates everything, but even that is still so big that there's no way you could get through it all in 6 months unless that's all you did was listen to materials. So I'll say, go listen to this audio first, you know, these 3 audios, and then start making offers. The first week, I want you to make offers. And these are all zero-down offers, no credit offers. You don't need a license to do this. You know, you can do this from your home on the telephone and get started, and you can do it in just about any country in the world. All you need is an internet connection and a telephone and, you know, the chutzpah to actually get out there and start doing the work. And if you use the Automarketer, you're going to get a bunch of leads coming in, which will get you up to bat making offers instead of doing cold calls, which you could do this with cold calls, but there's no reason to unless you're just trying to save the $200 a month. I'd say about 85% of my mentor students also use the Automarketer. It is an extra expense, but it's probably well, I'm convinced that it's worth it. It's a good system, and it'll bring you a lot of leads. It'll help you be organized, and it'll help you automate everything that you do. I see a lot of people that come through this program, and I think I've mentioned before that, you know, not everybody succeeds, not everybody makes it. I have a guarantee for my program that says if you do what I tell you, and you don't make money, I'll give you your money back, and I mean that. I've never had anyone that followed through with the process, that did the work as they promised they would do it, over the time that they would do it, with the amount of hours that I asked them to do, that they promised me they would do. I've never had anybody go through that situation and not make money. I've had plenty of people that have come into the program and not do the work and not follow through. And it's not because they were lazy, it's because life got in the way, or they got scared, or they got nervous, or they started feeling like I'd have guys come in that like a realtor who made a ton of money in his business, and he wanted to do something different because it's not that much fun to be a realtor. So he wanted to do something different and work less hours and make more money doing it. But he was making so much money as a realtor that, you know, he got tired when it was time to do the work, and he wouldn't do it. And there was a longer learning curve to learn how to do this new thing. Even though he was a realtor, he still had this learning curve, and so he didn't do the work. And I've had several people like this, and later they sometimes come back and they come to the buying events later and they say, hey, Joe, I'm ready to do the work now. I'm ready to get down to business. I really don't want to do this anymore. It was eating me alive before. Let's get down to business and do it. I said, I'm with you. Let's make it happen. And we'll go through and they'll start making money and it'll change their life. I've seen other people that came in with absolutely no experience at all. And they said, Joe, I don't even know what the difference between a deed and a title, So I'll help them understand what these things are. I don't know any of these zero-down structures. How do I buy property with nothing down? How is that possible? I talked to my realtor cousin. He says it's impossible. I talked to an attorney. He told me it was impossible. How do you do that? I said, well, I've done hundreds of them. And I've got my students, and we've done thousands of them. So it is possible. Here are the things that are doing it. Go look at those case study videos that are on the case study site. If you go to the zerodowninvesting.com site, there's a link there that takes you to the case studies. You can listen to videos of other students. I don't know, there's 60 or 70 or 100 of them on there that of people that have gone through this process. And there's even a couple of videos of some people where they've come back and they've said, here's where I've gone from there. So you can kind of get a better feel for what they're doing and how they're doing it. And I think those things will really help you get through this process. Also, between conference calls, you'll still have access to me. I answer emails, usually within 24 business hours. I don't work on weekends, I don't work on holidays. And I'm pretty good about getting back with you. And, that's all stuff that I can do for you. And I can help you through this process, and I can keep you focused on what's important and give you a little bit of moral support. Also, the other people that are in this program, they're entrepreneurs. The 3% of the population out there are entrepreneurs. You guys are dealing with 97% of the people every day who are not entrepreneurs, who think you're insane. But in my group, everybody's insane. They're all entrepreneurs. Instead of 3%, I got 100% entrepreneurs in my group, and it's so much fun to work with these people because they have a different way of looking at the world. And my guess is you wouldn't be watching this video unless you had that different way of looking at things, unless you wanted the kind of freedom that you can get through doing a program like this, by having a business like this, the kind of freedom that allows you not just to make a bunch of money, which is nice, but that's not really the goal. The goal is, for me, I wanted to be able to be home when my kids came home from school, so I could be with them, and I could take a day off if they had a day off, or I could go travel someplace, or I have students that send me emails from places when they travel. Hey, I'm in Belize right now, and sitting on a beach, and I just did a deal, on my cell phone and online, and this, you can do this from anywhere as long as you got a cell phone connection or you got an internet connection. You can make that stuff happen, and that's the beauty of this. I've got people that live, they travel around in a trailer, a mobile home, great big motor home that they've been able to buy, and they travel all over the country, and it's not my thing, but it sounds like they're having a blast when I get notes and emails from them. And for those of you who are doing stuff like this that have gone through this program, I'd love to hear from you. I love to hear success stories. I love to hear what you're doing. If I'm able to, I'll put it up on my newsletter, or I'll put it up on one of these videos or whatever. Just tell me what you're doing, because most of the people that are on my videos are people that have come to my buying event. They're all mentor students, because it's easier for us to set up someone to do interviews at those events, and we pull a few people out that are doing well and interview them and put them up online for you. But there's no reason you can't be one of those people, that you can't do that. Yes, they are the exception, not the rule, and it's important for me to say that. But there's no reason you can't be that person. Anyway. I'm rambling. I'm on my soapbox. I wish you the best, and until the next series, I wish you all the best. Thanks now. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.